to another episode of my FM20 Say with Rapid Bucharesti. As you can see, this is the one game that you guys missed in between. It was against Sepsi at home. We drew 1-1. We took the lead undeservedly from a goal from Brighton Labo, and then they got the equalizing goal. They were actually pretty much all over us, so to even get a point from this is lucky, I think. I don't think we deserved anything from that match, but I'm not going to complain. So that still puts us in 7th place because we still have a game in hand on everybody. So still in the same position as we were last episode. So we are today at the game against Sarajevo. The draw for the 4th round already happened as well. And let me tell you, it wasn't a fun one. It isn't. It's just not. Let me check if I can find it. Alright, so I can look at it like this. What do we got? Because the other two Romanian clubs, if they were to go through, they've got a pretty easy draw. But then there was ours, which is just horrible. But let me show you guys. Here we are. So either us or Sarajevo face either OB or Basel, which I think is a pretty hard draw. I doubt that we can make it through. I think we can beat OB, but Basel is going to be very, very hard. And then looking at our other Romanian teams, either Cluj or Malmo face up against Lech, Poznan or Ventspils. So that is doable for them, I think. And Craiova or Panathinaikos will face either Djurgardens or Kukeshi, which I think they should easily win. But Craiova are facing Panathinaikos and Cluj are facing Malmo, and I think both of those are harder than the match we've got now, so it's kind of even. So I'm just hoping that either one of us will go through to the group stage, again, as I mentioned last episode. And then you also have FC Vitrul as well, who are playing today against Zrinjski for the Europa League 3rd qualifying round. So if they lose, they would still fall back down to the Europa League 2 playoffs. So they've got a second chance. So let's take a look at the team. Here it is: Labrovic in goal, Georgescu, Malo, Tano, and Brikeag, Kuyel and Kesep, Pinter and Pintea, and Labo and Lambulic. I mentioned that Labrovic wanted to leave. As you can see, his morale is quite poor, but I haven't seen any club come in for him yet. So as it stands right now, he is gonna stay. I'm actually gonna take off Pintea because he is pretty tired. The last match was only a few days ago. I did give everybody in the starting 11 a rest. So for most players that was enough, but for Pintea it wasn't, so maybe we can use him as a substitute in the second half. But for now, let's put Alami in there, not Kartu. Let's put Alami in there. For some reason I thought it was Kretu. I don't even know where he is and why he's not on the bench. Let me quickly take a look. He's right here. Why is he not on the bench? You know what? I am gonna put Kretu in there. I'm gonna take Alami out of there, and I'm gonna put Kartu on the bench because as a substitute he has put in a few good performances. So that's gonna be the team: Kretu at left wing instead of Pintea. So let's get into the game. I'm very excited. I think it's gonna be a pretty tough game against Sarajevo. Even though our value, as you saw last episode, our club value was 21 and something million, and their club value was 1.82 if I remember correctly. But it's Sarajevo, it's Europe, you never know what's gonna happen. So I'm always just a little bit scared that we're gonna lose unexpectedly. So let's get into the game. Let's see what we can do. Let's hope we get the win and move on to the playoff round and get the chance at the group stage. So we've got to throw in here. Georgescu throws it to Kuyel, who passes it to Kesep in the middle of the field, gives it back to Tano. I'm trying to make the team practice a little bit with more patient plays instead of lumping the ball forward every time. And Pinter has the ball here, but the ball gets taken off of him by a good challenge. So yeah, I am trying to make the team play a little bit more patiently instead of lumping the ball forward, as I was saying, because there were just too many balls that they just kick randomly forward, and then we lose it, and then the opposition obviously could build up from the back again. We do have a free kick here, but it's headed away. We do pick up the loose ball again, Kasep, but it's on our own half. It's all the way back there. Kasep, it passes it to Tano, who passes it to Brickyard on the left-hand side, gives it to Kasep, and Kasep looks for a teammate, but he doesn't find anybody in front of him, so he gives it all the way back to Tano. So maybe this is a little bit too patient for my liking, but we do still have the ball, and that's what's most important right now, because as long as we have the ball, they're not going to get a chance. So we're playing the ball around pretty nicely here, but it is time to create a chance, I think. Pinter maybe here goes past one opponent, goes past two, and a good shot, but even a better save. So already 38 minutes played, and it looks like Sarajevo are going to get a chance right now. Just over the half, just in our half. On the left hand side they have the ball right now. He could look for a shot, he does, but it's blocked, and maybe we can counter-attack here. Kretu has it. He has Lambulic right next to him, and Brighton Labo as well. He gives it to Quio instead, and it's just wide of the post. It was very close, but sadly just wide of the post, and it's still 0-0, and I think that's going to be halftime, and it is halftime. So let's encourage the players, or well, let's tell them that that performance wasn't good enough, because quite frankly it's not, because we should be leading, because our team is worth like 18 times more. So we should be winning this game. Maybe right now Labo has the ball on the right side of the penalty box. He tries to give a cross, but it goes all the way back to Brikeag, who can give a cross of his own back to Labo, and it is 1-0. Only 1.5 minutes after halftime, and Brighton, Labo and Brikeag with a sort of elongated 1-2 eventually do get the goal, and we are in front. In the 52nd minute we get a throw in. Labo again with the ball here on the right hand side, passes it back to Georgescu, who gives it to Quio, who has a lot of space in front of him. He gives the ball to Kasep, who gives it to Labo, and back to Kasep, back to Quio, and on the right hand side Georgescu with a little bit of space, with a back heel back to Quio, to Kasep again, back to Quio, again playing it around very patiently, keeping a hold of the ball as well. Quio now with a long ball forward to Georgescu. He picks it up with another cross, and Kretu is there to head it into the goal, and it's 2-0 right now. So this is looking more like what I expected us to play. 2-0 in front after 10 minutes into the second half, and we get a throw in near their box right now. Brikeag tries to go past his opponent, and he does as well. Tries to come up with a cross, but Kasep eventually shoots it just wide of the post, and it's still 2-0. So already over an hour gone, and still only 30 minutes to go. They haven't had a shot on target, so even though we're only leading by 2 goals, we are dominating the match. We're all over them. They've got nothing to say right now. Let's put Kartu in there again and give Pintea his minutes, because you never know what Pintea is going to do, because he is a very good player. Only 15 minutes to go though. Only 10 minutes right now, and then of course injury time as well. Let's praise the team, because they are playing very nicely. They are playing very well. And also another thing that I wanted to show you guys, but I forgot. And we do get the win as the final whistle goes. The 2-0 win against Sarajevo, so this time they don't get the away goal. It's a little bit of a safer lead than we had in the last round, and let's immediately look as well what our fellow Romanian teams did. First off, where are they? Cluj lost, but only 2-1 away from home, so they do get the away goal, as well as being only 1 goal down. And where is the other one? Craiova managed to get a 0-0 draw at home against Panathinaikos. And if we can take a look at Viitorul as well, they lost to Zrinjski away from home, only 1-0, so maybe they can make up for that at home. But what I wanted to show you guys, if I can still find it, is this. I said that we had 12,000 attendance, and look at that, gate receipts of 24k compared to the previous record of 10k. So yeah, that's a huge improvement, and again, as I said, just imagine what those numbers would be when we eventually, if we eventually do get to the group stages of the Europa League 2 or the European Conference. So I'm going to see you guys again in a second at the second game against Sarajevo, and then of course I'll quickly recap the game against Kosmitan in between. So see you guys in a sec. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here I am back at the second game against Sarajevo, away from home this time. As you may remember, there was one game in between, and it was against Kosmitan Medios, who were in first at the time, and we beat them 3-2. So, it was a very tight game. We actually took the lead in the 22nd minute through a beautiful free kick from Quiel, but then they equalized in the 79th minute. After that, Brighton Labo and Matija Lambulic gave us a 3-1 lead, and they managed to get one goal back through a corner in the second minute of injury time. So yeah, another 3 points and a win against league leaders. So that puts us into 6th. Yes, it does, and it puts Kosmitan Medios all the way down to 4th, even though they were in 1st. So yeah, we're pretty steady. As you can see, 6th, 7th, 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 and 7th, even though we're 6th right now. And if we win, we could move up all the way to 2nd, but that would mean that we'd have to win with more than 6 goals against Vitrol. That's not gonna happen. Yeah, we do still have that game in hand, which is promising as well. But for now, let's focus our attention at the game against Sarajevo. And this is going to be the team for today. It's going to be Labravic in goal, Georgescu, Malo, Tano, and Brikiak in the defense, Quiel and Kesep, and Pinter Pintea, and Labo and Lambulic. So I think we've got the first 11 sorted for the rest of the season, unless any major injuries happen. Of course, I'm going to have to rotate the side a couple of times, especially if we do make it to the group stage as well. But I think this is our best 11, so I'm really happy that no one is injured yet. Touch wood, they won't. As you can see, we only have Luka Andronace out, but he wasn't actually a first team player, if you know what I mean. And all the other players that were injured, such as Tassiano Mikael, came back from injury. So that's really encouraging as well. So let's get into the game. It's away from home, so it's gonna be tough, but we do have a 3-0 lead, so 2-0 lead, sorry, so that should be doable. Not saying it's gonna be easy, but it should be doable, and that would make it into the 4th qualifying round and the final qualifying round as well, which is very exciting. So already 15 minutes played and nothing has happened yet, so we're still 2-0 up. On aggregate, that is, but Sarajevo do have a throw in here on the left hand side. They take the ball very slowly towards our goal. It's raining very heavily as well. Tatar has the ball on the right hand side. He comes up with a cross, but it's headed away by Malo, and Kesep works it away even further, and maybe we can work out an attack here, but we lose the ball immediately from a long ball forward. Even though I'm telling the players to play shorter, they still try that long ball and they still lose the ball, and it could be a goal, and it almost, what was that defending? It almost still led to a goal, but luckily it just didn't. Now Quiel with another free kick, and it's almost in the goal as well. Tano picks up the loose ball, and it's a corner kick. Quiel with another amazing free kick. Sadly, it just wasn't to be right now. Kesep takes the corner right here, but the keeper picks it up. So 23 minutes played, still 0-0. So as it stands, we'd still go through to the next round, but I'd love to get a win at least to get even more coefficient points, because they could be crucial for next season when it comes to how many teams will qualify for Europe. So Sarajevo do have an attack here. Sucic gives the ball to Hamzic, and there's the 1-0, but it's offside. Luckily it's offside, because if that goal would have counted, it would be a very, very scary game for the rest of the game. So another attack for Sarajevo. It looks like Tatar has the ball on the right hand side here. He moves up towards our goal, gives a cross, but Malo heads it away and Labo picks it up. Back to Tano. And there's the patience that we were looking for again, almost too much, as Labrovic almost concedes an own goal. Luckily, could shoot it out for a throw in, and they won't do anything with it. So it's halftime. Let's take a quick look at the other Romanian teams, see if our Cluj are drawing, so they would be out as it stands right now. And the other team was, of course, Craiova, who are trailing against Panathinaikos, sadly. So they would be out as well. And we can't look at Vitro right now because they're in another competition. So I'm not going to say that the performance was excellent. Our assistant doesn't know what he's talking about, because it wasn't. We're not even in the game. I mean, according to the stats we are, but I haven't seen a single highlight from us except for the Cuyo free kick. So Sarajevo with a goal kick right now. Try to play it out from the back. Suzic has the ball, long ball forward to Tatar to the right hand side with a lot of space in front of him. He could give a great cross, but he loses the ball for a second to Kesa. Does win it back again. Again, a lot of space here for Rahmanovic. He gives it sideways to Suzic, to Jukic, back to Suzic, and they eventually lose it, and now we can play it out from the back. Labo with a long ball forward, the through ball to Labulic, one-on-one to the keeper, and a great save by Kovacevic. And we do get the corner, but I don't think it's going to amount to anything. Let's take a look at Kasep with the corner from the right-hand side. And it does get headed away by Sukanovic. We do pick up the loose ball, though. Pintea here has it. Gives a cross, but we can't head it. It gets headed away. So almost an hour gone as I'm saying this. There is the hour mark. Only 30 minutes left. It's still 0-0 as it stands. We'd still go through, but as I mentioned, I really do want to get that win. I mean, I'm not heartbroken if we don't, as long as we go through, but I would love to get the win. Only 15 minutes left, and it looks like Sarajevo are going to have a chance here. Rahmanovic back to Merimic, to the middle to Suzic, to Rahmanovic. Hancic, they're getting way too much time from us. Jukic has the ball, tries it from long range, but it's over the bar. Let's make a substitution. Pintea is playing very badly. Let's get Dragicanu in there, and the same goes for Lambulic. But let's get Safer in as striker then. Let's keep it like that for now. Only 10 minutes left. Only 10 minutes left, and it looks like we are going to get the win on aggregate, but not on the night itself. Injury time only. There is another chance still, but I think it's going to be for Sarajevo. Suzic has it, but he loses it. Maybe it is going to be for us. Cuyo with a long ball forward to Safer, gives it to Dragicanu, could give it back to Safer, but he's taking way too mumuch time. Chooses to go to Pinter Labo, and there is the 1-0. In injury time, we are going to get the win, we are going to get those extra coefficient points, and we are going to go through to the last qualifying round as well. So very exciting. We're playing very clinical. I mean, if you look at the fact that we've got 8 shots on target and only 1 goal, might not look very clinical, but also the league games in between that you guys haven't seen, we managed to... maybe a better way to call it is professional instead of clinical. So I'm really happy with that, because I'd much rather, at this point, I'd much rather get the 3 points every week and play it professionally than lose every week and play it a different way. I'm not really sure how to describe it, but yeah, you know what I mean. So let's look at what the other Romanian clubs did. Firstly, probably gonna be... Oh my god, Craiova actually go through on away goals. I missed Cluj. I think Cluj go away on away goals as well. So all 3 of Romanian clubs are in the 4th qualifying round. And let's take a look at Viitorul. They are through as well. They beat Zrinjski 2-0 at home. So Viitorul are the only team from Romania right now that are 100% sure that they're going to have European football this season, either Europa League or the European Conference League. And then the other 3 teams, Cluj, Craiova, and us, still have to play through that last round. So we get FC Basel, so that's going to be very tough. that is going to be very tough. As you can see, a lot of games being rearranged. Let's see who the other two teams got. Let's take a look here. Djurgården and Lech Poznan, so that should be winnable for both of them. And let's take a look at Vitrol get AEK, so that's going to be a hard match for them as well. But for now, that has been it. Of course, next time I'm going to meet you guys is for the 2 games against FC Basel. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe as well if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.